Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. This is that suburban furnace that I showed you in a previous video. And I realized when I edited that video, I didn't do my due diligence. This is still the old gas valve. Like I say, I think I said on that video, you could feel it, you could hear it and feel it opening, but there's just no gas coming through. But let's just verify real quick, just so you'll know. Let's just make sure that this thing's getting power. It'll just take us a second to verify that. And yeah, let's do that. I got a battery right there. We're gonna hook up our 12-volt power and ground. The thermostat wires are already put together with a WAGO, and we will pull this wire off right here. This is the brown wire off the gas valve, and it just piggybacks over to the other side of the gas valve. It's got two solenoids on that valve. I got my multimeter out. Let's see what happens. Hopefully you can see it meter. Let me make my final connection here. Now there's a little delay. The fan will come on, and then there's probably a 10-second delay before it sends power to the gas valve to open. So we have to wait for that delay. Our gas valve's getting power, so our gas valve is bad. Let's just go ahead and start switcherooing this thing out. And you may have noticed that voltage was a little low. It's about almost a volt less, well, 3/4 of a volt less than the battery. Furnaces just do that for whatever reason. I think they just pull a few amps, and it always draws the voltage down. Or maybe it's just reduced in the board. I'm not really sure, but don't be concerned if you're not getting like full battery voltage when you're testing furnaces. It just seems like they almost never have full battery voltage when you're testing in the furnace. So now let's get started real quick. While we got it turned up on its side, we got some wires zip tied to the pipe. Get those snipped off. Let's go ahead and get our yellow wires off of our gas valve. Those are the ground wires. And yeah, if you want to see somebody repair one of these gas valves, go to somebody else's channel, because I just replace it. I'm not opening that valve. And it just ain't gonna happen. So that's really, there's a couple clips that pipe goes under, and it being bolted to the heat exchanger through this pipe is all that holds it in there. Now let's get our 5/8 crowfoot wrench out. Reach down in there. It shouldn't be tight because I'm the one that tightened it up the other day, and I didn't go crazy on it. That nut spun out of that valve. There we are. Then we turn it back up on the side again. Gas valve and this pipe should come right out. It's got wires wrapped around it. Got a ground wire. A couple ground wires wrapped around. There we are. And there is our gas valve. Let's say one of these solenoids are bad. Which one? Don't know, don't care. Now the new gas valve is just a valve, so we have to take this pipe out, and we'll use liquid Teflon just like they did and put this back in and try and get it at exactly the same orientation so that when the valve sets right, we can get our nut started back down in there. So I'm going to just go over to the vise, put this in the vise, spin this pipe out, and put it in the new valve. It's really hard to find a good way to put the gas valve in the vise, but I think that's a good way, and we can do the new one the same way, and I don't think will hurt anything. Yeah, I know this pipe wrench is overkill, but I think it's the smallest one that we have. And this pipe ends up being about 90 degrees, roughly, maybe slightly over 90 degrees to the valve right here. So let's see, the pipe shouldn't be that tight. Just all on the low pressure side of the LP gas. Just clean some of that old liquid Teflon off. Got a sliver of metal across our pipe. Let's get rid of that before it ends up in the new gas valve. All right. Put a little liquid Teflon on there. That can there is just about empty. That's probably about time for me to buy another can of liquid Teflon. Work that in them threads good, like so. Wipe the excess off your finger, because if you get liquid Teflon on your clothes, especially navy blue clothes, it's never coming out, ever, 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 ever. Don't ask me how I know that. All right, so let's get this gas valve set up just like our old one. Very gently put it in the vise. Spin our new pipe in. And I'm not sure yet whether this is going to be a part 2 for this furnace, or whether it's just going to be a separate video. I don't remember how long the original video was. I'll figure that out later. So when I get around to just about 90 degrees, I am stopping. That's tight enough. But I need to go just a smidge more because it's not quite 90 degrees. Close enough. All right, we're ready to reassemble. Now we put it back. We're not going to tangle it up in the ground wires. We're going to try not to anyway. We're going to put both those ground wires on the same side. Just put this pipe in those little clamps. Need to run this pipe back here. Or do we? I don't remember exactly how it came out now. There we are. Make sure we didn't unhook any of our ground wires. Okay, we can go ahead and put our wires on the valve. We most likely not going to pull it back out. Yellow wires were on the center two posts, two spade connectors on the solenoids, and the brown ones were on the outside. Just like that. All right, turn it over now and see if we can get that nut started in the valve, which is way down in there, and you can't touch it. So let me struggle with that, and it'd take anywhere from 10 seconds to 10 minutes to get that started. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. And my battery's down on the camera, so I gotta change that too. So, y'all hang on. All right, that one wasn't bad, probably 4 or 5 minutes. You can struggle with that nut for a long time, because you can't see when it's straight. And you kinda gotta reach under, give it the reach under, kinda hold the valve, position the valve a little bit this way and that, while you're barely touching the nut with 2 fingers. It's a whole thing. But this one wasn't bad. So let's snug that pipe up. Alrighty. We can go ahead and put all of our screws back. In the orifice cover. I don't think we're going to have to get back in there. Because I already checked. If you watched the other video, the first part of this video, I don't know how it's going to go yet. You saw where everything was clean there. I blew through the pipe. It was all good. So yeah, I don't think we'll have to get back in there. So let me get these screws put back in. We will take this furnace out to the back of the truck where my propane is at. And we will test fire this bad boy. See if I was right or wrong in my diagnosis. Hopefully it's right. But you never know. Put a few zip ties on these wires too, because they'll get if they get down here too low, they'll get hung up under this plate when you're sliding the furnace in and out of the case, and you'll damage those wires, and that's not good. All right, got it on the truck, gas hooked up. Let me make my final wiring connection. We'll see if I'm a hero or a zero. You hear it ignite? Yeah, it lit. Smells good, sounds good. Yeah, I don't know I don't know what that other guy was thinking. If you're not getting any gas, it's not going to be a cell switch, not going to be a high limit switch, probably not going to be the board. You can check the voltage like I did there at the end. Definitely not going to be a fan motor. So, I don't know. We replaced the valve. We got her fixed. Y'all get your stuff fixed. Get down in that comment section. Leave me a comment, criticism, concern. Probably going to go install this today. I won't do a video of that. I showed you taking it out. I won't show you putting it back. Actually, I talked to this guy this morning, told him I probably wasn't coming today because it was supposed to be rainy, but looking at the weather, it's misty raining this morning, but it's supposed to clear up this afternoon, and if it's just misty raining, I'll work in that. I just don't like working in downpours. So yeah, that's it. Y'all have a fantastic day. We'll catch you on the next video.